My sister-in-law planned her wedding at my house and banned me from attending, because I might outshine her. I took my revenge. There's no wedding now. I, 34 female, have been following this up for a long time. Lately, there's something going on in my life that I need an opinion on. I read lots of posts involving sister-in-laws to see if someone else has gone through my situation and how they dealt with it. Well, I guess the situation is unique for me, and I need some advice on this. It's about my sister-in-law. That's the reason I cannot discuss this with my husband, family complexities. So here's the thing, my sister-in-law, 27 female, is planning a spring wedding. She wants to organize it at my house. Yeah, that's right. Not to brag, but I own a 4-bedroom house with a pool and a big lawn. She's engaged to an Irish guy, so his family and relatives would need a place to stay over for a night when they come to attend the wedding. We have a pretty spacious living room as well and a big lawn outside. She's planning for an outdoor wedding on the lawn followed by a dinner/lunch in the living area. That's how she wants this to be. Now the obvious question is, am I okay with it? Well, I don't know. That's why I'm here seeking advice. Let me give you some context. I have been married to my husband for 8 years. We met at grad school. We dated for 4 or 5 years before getting married. He doesn't come from a well-off family, but he is a hardworking, self-made man. My father-in-law worked as a daily wage laborer, and my mother-in-law did odd jobs. My husband has a younger sister who has been living with my in-laws. Mind you, she is 27 and still doesn't work. Not only do they provide her with food and shelter, but they also cater to her extravagant demands. By extravagant, I mean beyond their means. Unlike my husband, who has completed his master's, my sister-in-law is a school dropout. Her parents didn't even insist she complete her school because she didn't need to be told anything. She is inspired by this new age influencer who says a degree doesn't make you rich or successful. It feels weird to me because I've been raised quite the opposite. Though my parents are quite well off, they never served us with any privilege. Yes, we went to a private school, call it luxury or whatever, but beyond that, my parents did nothing to contribute to my career. When my brother and I were in high school, Dad told us that we either grab a scholarship or we get an education loan. He was not going to pay for our college. We used to hate it and thought our dad was a tightwad. We studied hard and got scholarships. Now that I'm older, I realize the goodness of his parenting. He made us self-reliant, especially after seeing my sister-in-law. I'm convinced how important the role of parents is in an individual's life. When I got my first job straight out of college, I went nuts partying and holidaying. Dad sat me down and showed me some good housing property. I was happy that finally, he was letting go of some money from his clingy fists, but that wasn't the case. He wanted me to buy the house myself. He paid the down payment, though. He explained the importance of having my own house, and the sooner, the better. He advised me to rent out half of it to get help on the mortgage. Thanks to his timely advice, I own this house today. Seeing the housing prices now, I think if I hadn't bought it then, I wouldn't be able to get such a spacious property at this rate. If I have to talk about my relationship with my in-laws, it has been okayish. We don't meet that often. They live across town, and I lead a very busy life. I still have a decent bond with my mother-in-law. We talk once a week, but I just cannot bond with my sister-in-law. I just can't. We are poles apart. She doesn't like me because during our initial interactions, I used to convince her to complete her education and get a job. She thinks I'm jealous of her because her parents are taking care of her while my parents abandoned me to live on my own. The worst part is my in-laws say they're struggling financially, yet they are feeding their 27-year-old daughter. My husband and I offered to help her get a back office job, but neither she nor my in-laws showed interest. She's a bum, no doubt there, but my in-laws should have pushed her to work, but they are happy to provide for her. Coming to her wedding, there are a couple of reasons why my sister-in-law wants to marry at my house. One is, of course, it's spacious. She could have the wedding and lunch and dinner all at one place, and even her guests could stay and they need not book a hotel. Another reason is she cannot afford to rent a venue. If not my house, she has to settle for a city hall wedding. She doesn't earn, and my in-laws don't have a fortune to spend on her wedding. My husband doesn't want to have a say in this because it's my house, and he wants me to make the decision irrespective of what he thinks. That's how my man is, and that's why I love him so dearly. So my problem boils down to this. Do you guys think I should let her use my house for her wedding? Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Tomorrow's the wedding, and today I got to know that I'm not invited. The funny part is that the wedding is at my house. Let me start from where I left off last time. So yeah, I agreed to let her use my house for the wedding. I was definitely apprehensive about it, but eventually, I came along. Now I regret my decision. I'm fuming with anger, so please excuse me if I just rant my heart out. My sister-in-law is nothing but a user who exploits men for money in exchange for, you know what? She's not even that pretty, and don't get me started on her dumbness. But once the light goes off, most men don't care about all this. She might be good at what she offers. That's why she was able to hit the jackpot. That's what she calls her fiancé, jackpot. Not only is she shallow, but also a liar. I got to know that her Irish fiancé is quite well off. He works as a banker, even his family is well-to-do. So in order to impress them, she lied to him that my house was theirs. I knew about this lie long ago, but I didn't mind because I don't care if putting up a facade brings any good for her. Let her be, it doesn't change the truth. When her fiancé proposed to her for marriage, she came to me and almost begged me to let her use my house for the wedding. If this was not enough, my in-laws came pleading for it. They said if I didn't agree to this, they may have to pull out a loan to finance her wedding. I told them why can't sister-in-law and her fiancé fund it themselves. My in-laws were like traditionally it's always the girl's family who throws the wedding, and the Irish follow this tradition more than us. I don't know how true this is, so please don't pick up on me, it's not my words. Besides, sister-in-law has already boasted to her fiancé and in-laws about her big house that can host a wedding. Her stupidity made me crack up. I said, what if I don't allow the wedding at my house? I mean, I can do that, right? Don't you think she should have asked me first before committing this to her fiancé? My in-laws nodded and requested I save their reputation. I told them I would do that, but they should have done a better job raising their daughter. See, I don't sugarcoat my words, and maybe that's why they think I'm arrogant. They don't understand that I say this for their own good. You see what happens next. They paraded at my house until I agreed to this. At one point, I was like, it's a matter of 2 days, let's get done with this. And yeah, people asked me in the last post if she offered to pay rent. No. All these happened 3 months ago when I made the original post. Fast forward to 2 days back, sister-in-law arrived with my in-laws and 2 more guys. I was at work, I saw that on the camera installed inside. It was a motion sensor. I called her and asked what was the matter. She said those guys were wedding designers. They were here for a site visit to plan the wedding accordingly. I asked her to be careful with my stuff. She assured me she would take care of it. After I paid off my mortgage last year, I got rid of the renters who were occupying my 2 rooms upstairs. I took a leave from work to set up 2 bedrooms for them. I hired a cleaner to do the task. It's a huge house to clean everything myself. Today, sister-in-law showed up at 6 a.m. while we were still sleeping. She was leaving for her bachelorette next town. She was here to see if everything had been set up properly. She was happy to see that I set up 2 bedrooms for them and rented a bigger dining table for tonight's dinner. She then goes around the house saying, okay, those 2 rooms are set for my in-laws. Mom and dad would take your bedroom, and I would get your father's room with a walk-in closet.